done tried 9 to 5, do the say work. Do the say work. Bitch, I done tried a 9 to 5 and do the say work. Bitch, I was born black, can't no whites compare to that. I done seen a lot of niggas lose their lives cause of that, and that's a born fact. Cause I'm black, I'm supposed to lay down and take the shit you giving me. Well, bitch, I ain't gon' stay down. My hands up, screaming, don't shoot. Because I'm black, these pigs, they be quick to let it loose. We gotta come together, take a stand now. Get this man out the White House, we done playing around.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, non-gender conforming individuals, to another episode of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. It is the morning trap, and as always, I am joined by. Let me see something real quick. They said I got the wrong title on YouTube. Oh, you know what? My title had too many. The title was too long for YouTube to update. I'll update it in real time. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Another episode of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. I've got none other than my fellas, my brothers from other mothers. Mundell, how you doing this morning, man?
What's up, bro? I'm good out here, you know. Trying to make sure that we get us free. That's it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Marcus, what's going on in your world, man?
Hey, man. 15 years of experience in politics. And we act like we surprised about this woman getting nominated to the Supreme Court. So,
give me my phone, little boy.
Listen, I could be doing better. I could be doing worse. But good morning, America. Good morning to everybody, and good morning to you, brothers.
Good morning. Yeah, man, that's what we're starting off. The title was a little late for YouTube. I'm editing that right now. But what we're covering is Amy Coney Barrett and the fact that we have 7 days to go. We have Amy Coney Barrett, who was appointed last night to be the Supreme Court Justice. We saw it coming, and unfortunately, there wasn't a lot that the Democrats could do to actually stop it. And I feel like because they couldn't actually stop it, that they didn't, in a lot of ways, didn't try at all. What are y'all thoughts before we dig into it so deeply?
Well, I mean, they did everything they could do. They did an overnight filibuster. Tried to anyway. So they did 24 hours of conversating, and they also kept pointing out along the way that there's nothing they can do to stop the Republicans except for point out the hypocrisy of Republicans saying that a president shouldn't nominate appointee to the Supreme Court in the year of an election. So
I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but your angle right here is great. Don't change your angle. You look like you in heaven, though. Look like you got the pearly. Look like you got the pearly gates.
Little black Christmas angel.
So on your technology, I don't know if you noticed or not, you can click on videos and choose your background option, and I just blurred mine out.
Oh,
that's what's
right there. That's what you got doing right now. But I mean, but you got that fire camera already. It's already blurred out the background.
No. So you should really try. You should really try the background.
So do it again. So I do it in addition to it. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. I just thought I was talking to St. Peter at the gates.
You are.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I made it through the night or something.
You are, but this is a hood version, so your ass got to pay.
You got to pay reparations to get in this game.
Everybody getting all this heavenly goods for free. Pay me.
If anybody in the audience is trying to make it into the pearly gates, make sure you pay them reparations in the super chat. All right, go ahead, man. What's going on with you?
Oh, I was just saying, though, the hypocrisy of America is, I mean, like this nomination, it does a couple things. One, it gives us more reasons and reminds us that we need to do away with the Supreme Court as we know it. This lifetime appointment of these people. And then also the Republicans' talking point around this. One of the Republicans, I think it was a senator from Louisiana, who said this was not about how much experience she has, or it was all about making sure conservative policies are passed and supported, right? We had Republicans talking about this was all about how we control this country's narrative. So, I mean, when we know people are playing politics with the court, it's time to do away with the court, because it's not serving as the arm it should, as the check on politics. When it's this way, if we are going to do it this way or continue to keep a lifetime appointment, we should have a certain amount that are appointed by Republicans, a certain amount that are appointed by Republicans, and then we should have non-party appointments of judges. So, because what we're seeing right now is another arm of political government. So now we have three branches that are definitely divided by the two political parties, and I don't know how that benefits anybody.
I feel that. Marcus, what you think, man?
Shout out to Kirsten Sinema. I know I always drag her a little bit, but I thought that she was going to vote Republican. Shout out to all the Democrats who actually voted against this nomination. I mean, it was a very easy one to do because it was popular, right? I am no fan of moderate Democrats. And, the moderate take on things normally from this crew of folks would be to just, some of them would vote to nominate this person, right? And they didn't. So shout out to all the Democrats that normally would take a very hardline Republican vote with ease just to make sure that their white constituents liked them more. And they didn't do that this time. So they stood their ground. What I think is not about last night. I agree completely with Mondale in that brilliant analysis of what's going on. He's, verbatim, he's completely right when it comes down to what he said. My thing is the gall and the gumption and the ovarian / testicular fortitude of the current administration when it comes down to being able to fight for the amount of justices that we see, because that we need to actually even out the Supreme Court. The Republicans said that one of their biggest arguments were it's completely constitutional for the Trump to nominate the way they want to nominate.
Right.
I want to hear that same energy from the Democrats when we win the presidency to say it's completely constitutional for us to increase the amount of Supreme Court justices from where we're at right now to wherever it needs to be.
Right.
But they just haven't shown me that kind of willpower because we don't fight to kill. And what the Republicans just proved is that they aren't soft. They're not light-footed. They don't care. They're gonna stack the deck in every way possible, right? And I think the Democratic Party has had a very hard time stacking the deck every way possible for progressive and liberal policies, just because you might have to help poor people every now and then.
That's a couple things, because both of y'all are hitting on it. Democrats have got to be willing to say, and I don't know that they are. Now, I mean, it's one thing to vote against Amy Coney Barrett because that's the right thing to do, but it's another thing to say I'm going to expand the court and reform the court, right? Because it can't just be expanding it, because if we don't reform it, they get to do this all over again in 20, 30 years. And then they'll have like 13 conservative justices. And so not only do we need to expand the court, we need to reform the court. And if they don't have the gumption to do that, the Democratic Party as it is right now, I mean, one, they don't represent us. They don't represent our best interest. They don't represent the majority of their own base. So we need to primary them. We need to primary any Democrat, in my opinion. We need to primary any Democrat who is not going to be out there fighting full-throated, not apologizing, not equivocating, not trying to be civil with Republicans, because they just kind of completed a 40-year plan. They've had a 40-year plan to take over the entirety of the judiciary, and it happened underneath the watch of these Democrats. So, I mean, we're going to vote for them next week because we're only 7 days out. We're going to vote for them. We can't do nothing if we don't get rid of Donald Trump, and we can't do anything if we don't get rid of the Republican majority in the Senate. And if we get those things, then we have the full expectation for them to not only expand the court, but actually reform the court as well. Those are my thoughts. Anybody else want to get another go at it?
Yeah, I mean, we just need to know that, and we need to be like, let's be serious. I mean, this idea that changing the court or stacking the court, whatever they call it, these are Republican talking points when we talk like that. You know what I'm saying? This is them controlling the narrative. The idea that it's stacking the court is ridiculous. It's actually continued tradition. America has changed the size of the Supreme Court 6 times in this country's history. It's another one of those points. We're at an inflection point where we need to make the court look more representative of what's going on in this country. Right. The idea that people don't, I mean, everything is connected. Vaccines, damn near double how long people live. So we live longer now. So this idea that you're going to be 90 and 100 on the Supreme Court seems a little odd when you have 18-year-olds voting and you're 5 and 6 generations connected from the majority of the population. It's weird to me. Like, this is a no-brainer. The idea that we're adding justices to the court is not un-American or unpatriotic. It is actually American tradition. Since I said we've changed the court size 6 fucking times. We just got to be honest and not get caught in the Republican talking point about, oh, we're stacking the courts. No, we're not. We're doing exactly what has always happened. When it's a time to change the court, we do that. Now it's time to do that.
I mean, hey, Mondale, you know, that I think that leads into a bigger conversation, and we don't have to go in depth, but how come Republican talking points are always are like litmus tests, right? How come Republican talking points are always the center, right? Like that's where our base is. Like whatever they decide to say is where the conversation happens, right? So instead of reparations, Republicans say they want free stuff, and Democrats follow suit with their talking points. Well, we don't want to give up free stuff, right? Why doesn't Ben and Mondale? Why don't we own narratives as the left?
I can tell you the first reason is we don't have a group of Democrats who actually believe our narratives, right? They're playing around with, it's not that, because we've always discovered that it's not that they don't know how to fight, it's just they fight progressives better than they fight Republicans. And so the fact is they just don't believe, because our narrative is actually quite simple. I mean, look at how easily the squad is leveraging the narrative. Look how easily, I mean, all you got to do is tell the goddamn truth, right? It's not as though it's a difficult thing and we got to concoct something and then we have to lie and manipulate to get these stories, these narratives. We don't have to spend billions of dollars like Republicans have to spend to get their narratives into the mainstream conversation. It's the fact that we have a bunch of leaders in our party who don't actually believe those narratives in the first place.
So I think it's a little more complex than that, Brother Ben. I think part of it is the lack of gumption and fight. But for the most part, I think it's easy. The Republican narrative works so much and so well is because it's easy. We have one talking point to one demographic. They're talking to racist white people. So it's easy to message them. You talk about fear of other. You could choose your other. This month, they usually change it every now and then. Donald Trump's fear was in 2016, his fear was the Mexicans and people from the South. So it was about the wall. This year, apparently, it's towards white women. The fear is black men moving to the suburbs and they're going to rape and kill you or whatever that is. It's always fear. And it's easy to talk about that because you just look at this one point. And this is why I think the Democratic Party has more of a problem, because there are more ideas in the Democratic Party. There is a progressive wing in the Democratic Party. There is a wing that pushes back against the center or so I think the idea that we have so many different parties trying to sound like we are one is what we always wanted the Democrats to do. And that kind of is impossible when you think about the fact that the Democratic mainstream will never speak to me probably unless they become way, way left. So we're always going to have us pushing back on them on what their idea of Democratic talking points should be, mainly because we have different factions in our party. Whereas they always get in line with the racist trope of the day over on the other side. Think about the 60s. They said they're pro-life. The Democrats did make a mistake when they said they're pro-choice, when in actuality, the real conversation should have said, great, you're pro-life? Fuck it. Let's end the death penalty right now. Right? That should have been. So the Democrats start fighting this straw man battle when in actuality should go head on with the dumbass Republican talking points, because it's usually based in or grounded in fear or racism or both.
Right. You know, it's disingenuous at points also for them to actually grab onto that, because it creates this awkward alliance of not doing anything for real people by arguing from a certain point. I mean, you got to think about it. Black folks, here goes clickbaity stuff. Black folks have been being killed by police officers for years and years. Our country LA almost burned down in the 90s. And that's a major metropolitan city that was full of anger, and yet no policy came out of it. No real reforms came out of LA in 99 with Rodney King. And as a matter of fact, it increased the talking points on tough on crime for a second, right? That riot increased those things. So what leads me, and it took way to basically 2020 for any presidential candidate to really say we got to do something about law enforcement, right? That means that they pick and choose what things they want to stand on as the Democratic Party and the most convenient thing for them, right? But yet their number one constituency has been praying, begging them to do something about cops for at least, 15 years, right? So we allow Republicans even till this year, even January of this year, tough on crime was a kind of a thing, and a kind of a narrative. And Democratic presidential candidates were trying to figure out how they can navigate the white people who wanted tough on crime policies and the black people who they needed for votes. Real interesting stuff.
And the black establishment class that actually supported the same policies, right? That benefited from the same police state. But no, I feel with both of you. Speaking of the police, we have an incident out of Philadelphia last night, fatal police shooting of Walter Wallace Jr. and a lot of protests that ensued. I'm just going to read a couple of lines from the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Ben, let me just say something real quick.
Yeah.
Because people tend to, I know this may seem like a small point, but it's important. My canvassers, my people in Philly were about to walk down those streets when that happened. You know what I'm saying? My literally, I got a call from my team, so it's important that I make this little distinction. It wasn't last night. It was yesterday in broad fucking daylight.
Okay.
When they killed the man. Broad fucking daylight. And that's important because this is not it was dark, the cops couldn't see what the fuck was going on. Yeah. It was broad daylight. Go ahead.
For sure. So police officers fatally shot a 27-year-old black man armed with a knife. Funny how they don't put allegedly with these kind of situations. Armed with a knife during a confrontation Monday afternoon in West Philadelphia, an incident that quickly raised tensions in the neighborhood and sparked off a standoff that lasted deep into the night. Late Monday night into early Tuesday, police struggled to respond to, quote, vandalism and looting along the commercial corridor of 52nd Street. Of course, now, as I keep reading, this article is going to go along those normal lines of making the reaction to police murder more significant than the police murder itself. Marcus, let's jump in there. Have you heard about it and have you been following it?
Yeah, I followed it. Mondale's right. My Philly people, I talked to them and I saw some of their posts online. It was broad daylight. We haven't fixed this shit yet. We haven't. Black men are still getting killed by cops.
Yep.
But I thought police reform. I thought everything was gonna be fine by now. Oh yeah, that's right. President Biden administration will change that. I don't know, man. We have an opportunity right now to vote our interest, right? But every single time that a black man gets killed by the police, it takes something out of me. It just does. And I'm tired. I'm just fucking tired, right? So you have to excuse me if I'm a little bit pessimistic that anybody becoming the next president is going to stop us from getting killed. Because, Trayvon happened, what was that? That was during Obama, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the amount of justice that we get is just us not getting it, right? Luckily Philadelphia has an amazing DA that will try to fight. I know Larry Krasner is going to try to fight and find out everything, and he's not going to be just automatically taking the cop side. But I mean, the ethos of America. I mean, if you guys want to see the legacy of slavery, America, if you want to see the legacy of slavery, you want to see why black people are owed reparations, then read any article about a black man getting killed by a cop, because that's the legacy of slavery. I'm tired of bullshit. So whatever happens November 4th, 8 days from today, I'm going to start my personal quest to make sure that the people who are gaslighting us, or either the people who are asking us for our vote, either gaslit us or they're actually going to do something. But like my niceties, I don't care about sororities. I don't care about being the first black president's vice president. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't care. Y'all gonna stop these cops from killing us, or we gonna have a problem. And my whole sole job on this show is to make sure that whoever gets it can get it Whoever's our representative, whoever our president, whoever our senators are, they ain't doing nothing about it, then they need to get their ass out.
Right.
And including furthermore, progressive candidates and progressive politicians. Y'all can get it too. And keep centering everything else besides real lives being lost. One of the oldest problems in American history is still rearing its ugly head up today. So even if you're a progressive candidate, I don't give a fuck who you are. You know what I mean? You better do something about this. You better start enacting some policies because we coming for you, man. That's all I gotta say.
Mundell.
I hope the party's listening. That was not a rant. That's educated, highly erudite fucking frustration, because the streets is saying it completely different. So I remember Malcolm X said something when like people thought, you know, his criticism of King was undirected, or it had no motive. But he was extremely clear in his role in life and in the moment he was living. Malcolm said with clear distinction, this wasn't just a shot over the bow to white people, right? This is Malcolm letting people know, even black people that didn't understand that he supported King's work. That was his way of saying, to me, it was extremely nice, and like Marcus just put it, highly erudite frustration. Malcolm said, America better deal with King, or they're gonna have to deal with me. When he told him, if something happens to King in Mississippi, then we're coming to Mississippi. That's not a threat or Malcolm beating his chest. That's him understanding his role, and also him finding value in what King's doing. Like, so I mean, people miss cues. I'm saying right now in 2020, the party shouldn't miss Marcus's cue to deal with us about this shit right now, i.e. cops killing black men, black people, regularly, on TV, on Facebook Live. Or deal with this motherfucker being on fire like he was this summer, constantly.
Period.
Yeah, you know, it's you don't watch Clickbaity. Well, maybe you watch Clickbaity for whatever reasons. And I'm talking to the viewers out there. I know you guys watch us, and we can get funny at times. And we'll probably be funny again before this episode is over, because I think Mundell looks like a little snow angel today. But when it comes down to this issue, like I'm for real, I'm tired. I'm tired of pundits. I'm tired of gatekeeping Negroes who allow the conversation not to happen. I'm tired of progressive pundits who want to talk around the issue and not talk about how you stop it. Shout out to the progressives that do bring it up, right? I'm tired of every other issue that's not immediate life and death getting elevated above this. I want to live.
He said every issue, y'all. He's talking about, don't talk to me about the fucking climate 30 years from now when y'all trying to eliminate black men this year.
Right now. Right now. I'm sorry. I'm not as excited about the Green New Deal as I am about cops not killing my family.
Give me a fucking deal. We'll get to the Green New Deal after we get the Blue New Deal.
Yeah, I don't care about free college, because if you can't live to graduate from college, what the fuck is the point of free college?
And college ain't saved black men yet.
I don't really care about checking Wall Street. Y'all can check Wall Street and still be alive. Billionaires can pay their fair share, and black men can still be dying in this country because we have not addressed that issue. I am so sorry for my viewpoint on this, for everybody who has a problem with anything that's non-progressive. But I frankly think the most progressive thing anybody in America could do right now is help stop the cops from killing black people, because that's immediate death.
But
That's it.
listen, you gave him the fucking answer the other day. Reparations is the omnibus bill, and you add the rest of the shit to it. Reparations is the bill, and you add your Green New Deal, and you add your Medicaid for all, and you add all your other bills, but nothing before reparations, bro.
Yeah. No, that's it. Like, whatever congresswoman and congressman that's watching this, and by the way, there are about 3 or 4 of them that watch this. Yeah, I know who. I'm not gonna call y'all out, but I know for a fact that there's some Congress people who watch this show. Yeah, introduce a reparations bill and have it be the sweeping bill, the historical bill that changes America. Because, I mean, if you think about it, one of the most damaging things that ever happened to Black America America in general was, first off, the genocide of the Native Americans and then enslavement of Black people. So we need a sweeping bill to fix that original atrocity. And y'all ain't progressive until y'all do that. Y'all ain't. Y'all ain't tough. You guys ain't really progressive until y'all handle the original problem. It is what it is, right? So I'm officially moving the level of what progressive is on this show today. From now on, if you don't address Black people getting killed, reparations, and Native Americans and getting what their just due is, then you're not a progressive. You're a moderate to me.
Oh, that's gonna piss them off. You calling them a moderate centrist? They think they are the crown jewel of leftism, man. They think they are the crown jewel of what it is to be a progressive socialist.
But that shit is fucking hilarious to me. Even the Democratic Socialists of America need to fix their racism within their own ranks. And I'll say it again: fix the racism in your own rank. But here's what I would say. I've come to a progressive white organization, one of the oldest in this country, and is still there. And I'm talking about home now. So again, I don't care because what Marcus said is true. When I got there, some of the friction was the white people that have been so used to being the progressive in the room, the so-called most progressive in the room, but the room was filled with white people. So when they got challenged by some of their shit, and you point out, hey, that's white supremacist behavior, hey, that's racist behavior, it makes them uncomfortable and red at the neck. But it don't matter. That's still moderate behavior. And actually, we're being pretty kind, because if you're acting as a white supremacist, or if you're espousing racist views, even if you don't know they are, you still that ain't moderate at all. That's right wing shit. So I calling them anything but progressive sounds right to me. I tell people all the time, and I'll say it again, you can't be progressive if you're not for reparations of black suffering. And I'm not just talking about slavery. I'm talking about all the shit that came behind slavery too.
Yep.
For real. The formula already exists. Those who get whose owed reparation has already been spelled out. The cost has been named. If you think about what Darity said over at Duke University, don't tell me we need another study. There's a reputable economist at one of the top schools in this country who has already done it for you. The plan exists. Get the gumption, and let's get reparations as part of the next administration's legislation.
Hey, Mondale, Ben, I know you got to jump in real quick, Ben, but I got to say this one more thing, man. Y'all need to make sure y'all friends watch this show. And it's not a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, I'm not trying to even get our shit big for selfish reasons, but more so because, have you ever noticed this conversation really doesn't happen in a consistent manner? I damn near had to start my own show just so people can pay attention to reparations. So you know what? Fuck it. Like, Trap Squad, I think that's what y'all call now. I think that's what we're going with. Mondale, that's what we're going with. Trap Squad.
You decided, brother. Let's do it.
Yeah, Trap Squad. Don't allow, if you venture into other media planes, we need every single one of you guys to be a arm of the Thirst Trap, because they need to, these other platforms that you guys go to, they talk about a whole lot of other shit, and we need to start centering the conversation around reparations. This country will never heal until reparations is done. So we got to have representatives that go out and actually say, hey, ask the question, well, what are you doing about reparations? How are you making indigenous people whole? How are you making Black Americans whole for for what they suffered? So do that for us. That's all I got on it, Ben.
Mundell?
Ben, I need your input, Ben. Come on, get in here.
Oh, I'm here, man. I'm just giving y'all the room to do what we do on the show, man.
Yeah. I feel like, but there's a point of view that you have about progressive politics. You've been on the wrong side of white progressives, and you know how unprogressive they begin to act when you cross them.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah. I'm just laughing at the fact that two things, not just the progressive caucus, but the Democratic establishment, how much it has been proven over and over again that none of them get power without Black folks. The Democratic establishment don't get power without Black folks, and not a progressive candidate gonna win the South without Black folks. But yet and still, we have to make these earnest pleas every single day, demands every single day. We got to make the logical case, the moral case for it, the electoral case for it, and yet and still these motherfuckers ain't learned their lesson. So y'all have already said everything that I need said, and that we've been saying, with one exception that I want to. The one thing I want to highlight that Marcus, something you said. You ain't progressive. You're not really progressive. You're just another iteration of white supremacy wrapped in Medicare for all. That's it. That's all y'all are. When you can't center Black problems, when you can't center the fact, not only for the moral reason, but even for your own electoral win. We always talk about Republicans, how easy it would be for them to win if they just got rid of the racism. Well, shit. Democrats, how much you won't win unless you do stuff for Black people. Progressives, how much you won't win unless you center Black issues. Can't come to the barbershop talking about Medicare for all and you ain't talking about police brutality. Can't come to the barbershop and talk about Medicare for all and you ain't talking about reparations. You just can't, because the legacy of everything that has been done to us for hundreds of years. There's a clip of Sanford Son, and it's been viral like 3 different times over the last 3 years. When Lamont was talking about, the leading cause of death for Black men is diabetes and heart disease. And Fred Sanford was like, oh, I thought it was the police. We've been fighting the same goddamn fight for generations. Our grandparents are out here trying to survive the police. So I'm tired of talking about it, only to the extent of they gonna learn. That's it. They gonna learn, and they don't have but this election, right? They're at the tail end of it. Here's the twisted thing about it, and I'm gonna throw it back to y'all. They're at the tail end of it. They're barely going to survive 2020. If they survive 2020, it looks like they will, but they're barely going to survive 2020 because this stuff ain't working no more. You can't ask Black folks to ignore Black issues and get anything. I mean, that entire period of capitalizing off of Black votes and not delivering a damn thing for them, that jig is up. And it's so up that I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're going to get a lower percentage of the Black turnout, maybe a point, I don't know. But Donald Trump, the twisted thing about it is that Republicans are starting to master the language of they ain't doing nothing for Black folks, coupled with the fact that Republicans ain't going to do nothing for Black folks. But there's a segment of Black folks who buying into that shit, and we've talked about them extensively on this show. But that just goes to show you that that's their reaction to the fact that the Democratic Party ain't done nothing for us anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Ben, they might be capping, but they ain't capping.
Exactly. They might be lying, but they ain't lying. They ain't lying. They lying about they are outright lying about the solution, but they're not lying about the problem. And let me tell you, that's some of the most insidious propaganda to unpack, is when somebody's lying about a solution, but they ain't lying about the problem.
Right.
That's been the most difficult thing to tackle over the last couple of years. I want to put one super chat up on the screen that came a minute ago. Lynn Reed said that you brothers got Boyce Watkins and them apologizing after you all exposed their Trump support. I didn't see it. I didn't hear about it, but they need to apologize for that bullshit. Torches and Pitchforks sent another super chat saying hashtag Trap Squad. How come these people don't ever face hate crimes? Because they don't see it as crimes in the first place. They don't see what they do to black people as crimes in the first place. Look at what they did with Breonna Taylor. They justified it. Go for it.
And also, you know, the whole slogan "Black Lives Matter." That's why.
And they think and they
don't matter.
Period. It's Jeremy again on YouTube said JGG is 100% there for reparations and Black Lives Matter. Amen, amen, amen. Also, if you can, check out the documentary movie Time Free on Prime for criminal justice reform. All right, I'll check that out. Black Corvo on YouTube said, it's absolutely understandable to focus on immediate change for immediate issues. You can't fight for the broader causes if you're dead. Period. Torches and Pitchfork is man, you got to see a bookie all the money you sinking into the show. We appreciate you though. This is what he said. LA got burned 28 years ago, and we're still having this conversation. Hashtag Trap Squad mount up. Thank you for that. And
remind him that this conversation. I mean, like,
wait. I'm sorry, we missed it. He actually updated his name to Torches and Pig Feet. My man.
Yo, my man.
We appreciate you, bro. Go ahead, Mundell. You about to say something?
Mundell, yeah, man.
I was just gonna say that. Listen, Detroit was on fire in the '60s.
Yep.
Right. Before that, Tulsa was on fire. Before that, Wilmington was on fire. Wherever there's black political power or black strife, there's fire because whiteness comes after it.
Even if the white folks starting it, i.e. Atlanta, i.e. Tulsa.
Because I want to almost pull this up. See, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's certain conversations that, and my producers will tell you, I'm bringing other people on my show to cover it because I'd have covered it for so goddamn long. I don't even know. I'd have to go back to my database of videos just to realize how many black murders I've had to cover by the police. And people been covering it even longer than me. And Marcus, what you said, it takes a piece of your soul every single time it happens, first of all. But then having to cover it is something entirely different because you're required to handle it. You're required to handle it in some type of measured fashion. When underneath, you really just want to burn this motherfucker to the ground. And what I'm trying to tell folks for years is black folks ain't gonna put up with this much longer because this is not 1980. This is not 1990. I'm using those years specifically because that's in our lifetime. In our lifetime, our reaction to police violence is totally different in 2020 than it was in 1980 and 1990. We have the ability to see firsthand what's going on. We've been seeing it since 1992, since Rodney King, and still ain't nothing changed. And so the fact that we're still covering it and then it's increasing, it's like the intensity of it, the videos of it, the reality of it, the casual disregard of our lives. Man, that shit take away from my soul every single day, and I don't really have a lot of words. I ran out of words. I ran out of words with Tamir Rice. I ran out of words back then. So it's like,
wow, brother. Yeah. Let me help you out. So when the Milwaukee Bucks, man, y'all got to watch out for these gatekeeping Negroes, man. Y'all got to watch out for them. And I'm gonna go back to our side of the house because I think black people need to kind of be on some kind of same page when it comes down to addressing this stuff. When Barack Obama called the Milwaukee Bucks and told and said whatever he said to stop them from shutting down the playoffs, he did that because of Wall Street. He did that because he was protecting businesses. He didn't do that for the interest of the players. He did it for the interest of the league.
Yeah.
Now follow what I'm saying. So there ain't no right or wrong way to protest. Motherfucker, a protest is we gonna shut it down. We are protesting. We are trying to disrupt normalcy to get you guys to pay attention to our issue. So we are going to shut this shit down, and Barack stopped that. Now, here's what I'm saying. He stopped it, and guess what? Yesterday, a 27-year-old black man got shot by the police in the streets of Philadelphia.
And they had a championship.
And they had a championship. So I guess what I'm saying is we got to be careful about these Negroes that are trying to impede progress on behalf of sources that will keep us getting killed. Now, do I think that Barack Obama wants black men to be killed? Absolutely not. But I do think there is a certain segment of Negro that is the just enough Negro. Just enough Negro, right? And you got to watch out for them because they're on television. They're in the super cool Zoom meetings with all the high name people. Some of them are even talking about black voters right now, like they're experts.
A lot of them talking about black men voters right now.
Yeah, a lot of them black men voters right now, like they're experts.
Can I put something on the screen, man? Let me tell you, bruh, I've been doing this too goddamn long, and I've only been doing it for 6 years. I don't know how much longer I can do this because I actually forgot. Roy Woody Jr. on Facebook had to be the one to remind me. I had to cover my own friend getting killed by the police. Corey Jones.
That's right.
I literally forgot that the police came so close to my backyard that they killed my friend that I played. And this man was coming back from work, and he didn't show up to church the next morning. We played together in church for years. He didn't show up to church the next morning. And the reason he didn't show up because the motherfucking police had killed him.
God damn, boy.
So yeah, man. I ain't got no more words for this.
I'm gonna not to struggle match with you, but
your cousin.
I was on a campaign with a candidate that cared about police reform in Boston when I found out that my cousin was shot and killed. I was on a campaign with a guy who was talking about police reform when I found out that Jonathan Farrell was killed. You know what I mean? Like, this shit hits home. And there's a bunch of soft-ass motherfuckers that are representing us, man. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm starting to realize we got to figure out who the enemies are, because they're the ones who keep getting invited back to these tables, and that just enough ass shit. Just because, you know what, these guys, they want them a little, $500,000 house or maybe $1 million house. They want a brand new car. They're selling us out for some pennies,
man.
bro.
$500,000 get you a lot in some parts of this country, man. We talk about that. They ain't got to sell out their soul to get a $500,000 house down in Atlanta. Shit. All they got to do is do the right goddamn thing, and they can still see. That's the thing, man. Is what they're genuflecting before is the vestiges of white supremacy. Like we are just now getting to the point where we can even say the word white supremacy. There was a period in this country in politics, right, where if you said white supremacy, you were automatically blackballed. And we just are getting to that point. What, in 2016 was one of the first times you started hearing white supremacy in the national discourse on national platforms. And that didn't come through the politicians that you're talking about, Marcus. That came through the activists on the street, forcing the conversation, marching and shutting shit down. I didn't mean to cut you off, man, but it's just the fact that these folks, they're not just fighting for their money. They're afraid to fight against white supremacy because they could still get whatever they're trying to get in their life materially, fighting against white supremacy, but they're afraid of that fight because it's so brand new to them, because they've been able to get all of the success that they've gotten in the past by covering for white supremacy, but just pretending as though they were the black leadership. But at the end of the day, they were protecting white supremacy as much as these races.
Yeah, I mean, who's our friends? Who are our friends? Up until 2020, politically, black people were all they had. We are all we got. Up until this year. Then magically this year, everybody's like, oh, we love you. Mm-hmm. It is hilarious. I posted this on Facebook, but it is hilarious seeing the Democratic and the Republican Party, who spent years ignoring us.
All of a
It
sudden,
is hilarious. Seeing these two parties who spent years ignoring us, scrambling to figure out how they speak to black people now. Trying to figure out, like, what the hell is a pink oil? What's a pink oil moisturizer looking ass Negroes? Hey, it's just hilarious to me to see the level of disdain. And I'm gonna go back to it. Progressives, y'all really ain't progressive unless y'all center in our issues. They have, and I'm gonna tell you something. The one thing about the Biden-Harris administration that already scares me is the Negroes that surrounding them right now. That scares me. Not all of them, but a lot of them. There's black folks around them that want power. We had an episode called "All Skin Folk Ain't Kinfolk." That is particularly true when you're dealing with a power source like the president. And we got to watch the responses and the movements to benefit a certain few just because they want to get better tickets at the CBC gala.
Say that last sentence again, Marcus.
We got to watch out for the interests of our whole black community because of a few people who want closer seats to the front of the CBC Phoenix Award.
What's so funny, man, is that these people absolutely would sell their soul for a good seat at one of these galas that they could look at like they have arrived. But this is the distinct difference, man. Like we got layers of things to fight. We got white supremacy to fight in its purest form from the Republican Party. We got white supremacy to fight in its polite form in the Democratic Party. We got white supremacy to fight in black folks, man. We got white supremacy to fight in black folks who are afraid of fighting white supremacy. We also got to fight white supremacy in black folks who are paid to protect white supremacy. Like, this stuff is so insidious and so it trickles down so much into every aspect of our lives. Hell, we got to fight white supremacy that was bred in us, because if we drive through the right neighborhood at the wrong time of night, we gonna lock our doors for fear. We gonna clutch our purses on the elevator just like any other white person would. This thing has been so entrenched in American system that it's like it's like trying to separate oil from water. That's how tough this fight is. But the biggest part of all, man, is the folks that look just like us who would do it, and they would sell us out just for a better seat at a goddamn gala.
Hey, well, first, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. That nigga was gonna rob me, so I locked my goddamn door.
I know you like your door too. Did I come down your street right now? Mondale, you locked your door in the hood before?
I took my bicycle. Listen, I want to talk about something that you guys are talking about that's pretty interesting to me. We let that shit slide, Marcus, and I was thinking while y'all were talking, we did a disservice to black men.
What you mean, bro?
We didn't fucking call Barack Obama out enough on what he did. I just thought about it when you said that. We said, I think on one show we talked about it, the August 27th show, after he fucking convinced them to end the boycott. Mm-hmm. When I found out it was Michael Jordan, I remember I found out it was Michael Jordan and Barack Obama who were responsible for the players going back to basketball. Mm-hmm. We literally gave up an inflection point that could have been as big as, imagine if the NBA best boycott would have lasted 381 days like the bus boycott. What changes could have come about?
Well,
and we let Barack Obama push them motherfucking young boys to be on the wrong side of history. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize that. I didn't think about that until you just reminded us that it was his capping ass that really ended that boycott. Him and Michael Jordan. These are the two Negroes. They represent the two type of Negroes we don't need to be taking political and activist advice from. And for all those people who were saying, think about this for a second, because I got cold chills when you said it, because all of this matters now. All of those people saying, oh, how are they going to protest? They ain't even registered to vote. Well, the entire fucking Montgomery boycott Nobody was registered to vote because they couldn't. Think about that. So if we got a problem with these brothers realizing that, hey, I'm in a position where I need to shut down this avenue of American entertainment so as to say that black men need to stop being murdered, black people need to stop being killed by agents of the state, and then to have a formal agent of the state, i.e. the President of the United States, and a billionaire say, nah, don't do it that way, make sure capitalism gets fed.
Can I throw something in here with Mundell to echo what you're saying? We got to replace these motherfuckers, and that's a tall order, but we got to replace the Barack Obamas, the Michael Jordans, and their place in the black community, because part of what we're fighting against is not only them, but it's the influence that they have in our community. The fact that they could pick up and then there was no countervailing force strong enough for them to compare what Barack Obama was telling them to do versus what needed to be done, what really needed to be done. All of the black leadership in this country, all of the major black leadership in this country is in bed with this system, right? They're literally there because they provide a blackface cover for this system. And when I say we got to replace them, man, it's like it's a constant power struggle. No. Refrain. It's not a power struggle. They got power on lock. They got so much power on lock that you can barely talk about Barack Obama without getting attacked by the black community. Like you better not go home for Thanksgiving and sit around the table talking about all the shit that Barack Obama did to support white supremacy, because you're gonna get chased out that house. You ain't gonna get them yams. You ain't gonna get that stuffing. You're gonna get chased out the house. And so unless we remove their venerated and hollow position in the black community, and then of course Michael Jordan, y'all niggas, the two of y'all about to go to war over Michael Jordan and versus LeBron James, but unless we replace the position that they have in the, I know, don't fuck with you. Unless we replace the position they have in the black community, man, we gonna be doing this over and over and over again, because Barack Obama is young. This nigga got at least 30, 40 years left in him to keep doing the same bullshit for white supremacy that he did with the basketball players.
Listen, man, we got to think about this. A billionaire and a former president got involved to make sure that black people continue to entertain. Just follow what I'm saying.
That's it.
A billionaire and a former president got involved when young black men who were looking at the news and seeing themselves get shot and killed. The only thing that these brothers could have done besides donate some of their basically pocket change.
They used the most powerful tool they had.
The only things these young brothers could have done is said, we shutting this shit down. And Barack Obama,
let me be clear, we don't want
came
you guys.
Came off of the bench.
Yep.
Him and tag team with MJ to make sure that these brothers didn't. Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. That's not King-like. That's not Martin Luther King-like. That's not our civil rights leaders from the 60s like. They wouldn't have told you wouldn't have caught James Baldwin. You wouldn't have caught Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. You wouldn't have caught Ralph Abernathy. They would have told John Lewis, "Don't march across that bridge."
Well, I mean, they did.
You might mess up traffic.
John Lewis did, but King told him don't do the march because it's dangerous. He might endanger people's lives, but he didn't try to stop him.
Right.
Yeah.
They did it.
Yeah.
And also think about the fact though that there was no Barack Obama. Sure, there were athletes and celebrities who had the kind of influence probably that I guess you could draw an analog to some athletes and entertainers who had power like Michael Jordan, but not the wealth of Michael Jordan, right? And so what we're dealing with now is the fact that capitalism and white supremacy has and look, I know this is an uncomfortable conversation for people in the chat. I'm reading some of the comments and I dig it. You know, it's some folks, depending on where you are. If you listen to my podcast on a regular basis, you know these criticisms of Barack Obama come on a regular basis. If you live on Twitter, you basically hate Barack Obama. If you're on Facebook, you think Barack Obama is the best thing since sliced bread. But the truth of the matter is, what Marcus pointed out, what we talked about, I think you said Monday on that August 27th episode, is the truth. Barack Obama stepped in to stop the protest of these players who were protesting on behalf of Breonna Taylor, who still ain't got justice to this day, right? And him facilitating that role represents a new front in this fight against white supremacy, in that he has one of, if not the most cherished position in black niggerdom, in the pantheon of black heroes. Barack Obama, they put him on murals next to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and he's still alive. So he represents a powerful influence in the black community that a lot of you are actually struggling with right now, because it's hard for you to hear these criticisms of Barack Obama. That makes him that much more dangerous, because he could come in with his smooth ways, with his nice sultry voice, let me be clear, all that joint, and instantly say something to undermine the fight that thousands of activists and protesters and organizers have been working on for years. This dude gets to swoop in like a drone and drop his neoliberal bombs and just devastate the work that all of us and all of the real organizers like them fellas, I'm doing media, but we've been doing for years, simply because of the cherished position he has in the black community, which is why I say he's got to be replaced, because otherwise we're going to be dealing with this Negro doing this type of stuff on behalf of Wall Street and on behalf of white supremacy for the next 40 years.
Yeah.
And let's be clear, when you say replace, let's be clear, because Obama can't, listen, Obama running for president this year can't win how he won to Let's be clear. The victory of Obama is an age-old thing. That victory came from a coalition filled with white guilt mostly. Yes, he maximized black and brown turnout. That's collectively what would have happened had any Democrat, for the most part, been speaking the same hope message. Right now, though,
couldn't happen
in this
again.
That mediocre centrist guy couldn't get elected the way he got elected in 2008. I mean, that coalition doesn't exist. That the leading demographics don't support that. The leading demographic is so far to the left of Barack Obama. I'm talking about young black and brown people that belong to millennials and a generation behind them. Yep. They wouldn't even that singy song, him trying to play Southern preacher wouldn't even work. And I think the problem is, they don't realize, and they being white power structure, and by white I mean those who buy into the idea, you don't have to be white, those who buy into the idea that Barack Obama is the leader of the black community. Barack Obama does not speak for the majority of black people, and unfortunately, the world is still missing that, in that white people continue to elevate his voice.
Hold on. Hold on. First, Obama's not a damn pedophile. And stop that bullshit on our channel, on our Facebook. I'm not happy. We can critique a black man without it, just to erase that bullshit. Like, we can critique a black man, but we ain't doing the whole pedophilia QAnon bullshit. Stop that shit. No. Like
hey, Jose.
Why do we always have to anyway? Let me slow down.
He really brought Pizzagate over here?
He brought Pizzagate over. Pizzagate looking at ass.
Yeah, Pizzagate looking dumbass QAnon shit. Like, get the fuck off our shit with that.
Y'all got to be the dumbest of the dumb.
Now, what I will say is, we knew what was up when what he had, Beer Summit.
The Beer Summit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, literally, he brought normalized blackness and black anger and pain to the table with white supremacy. Like, it's the same thing. I can work out white supremacy, and I can work out trauma of black people. We can come together and talk about it. No, Barack, shut that shit down. Shut white supremacy down. There ain't no right side to somebody not getting let in their house and having the cops called on them. There's no right side to that. That's racism. That doesn't deserve a summit. That deserves a fuck you, you dumbass cop.
But here's the point. Here's Barack just represents one faction of the fight, right? He represents that breed and that class and that echelon of the black community that has been a protective barrier for white supremacy in this country. But that's just one fight, right? It's the fact that white supremacy is there in the first place. It's the fact that it's there in the Democratic Party in the first place, and Barack Obama and all the black folks who have been attaining power in the Democratic Party have had to work through it and work around it and circumnavigate it, right? They did their triangulation, and this is what they came up with. What he came up with in 2008 and his entire 8 years of being the president was a reaction itself to white supremacy in its own way. That's just one fight. The other fight is it exists in the Democratic Party in the first place, that it exists in black folks who do the bidding of white supremacy intentionally in the Republican Party, and it definitely exists in the Republican Party, and all of those forces are fighting against us in order to stop us from getting what we are due in this country, which is not only reparations, but it's justice. We're fighting on 4 different fronts. We're fighting on 4 different fronts every single day, and all of them have had a hand in what we're dealing with. The fact that we could wake up on any given morning, any given Sunday, we wake up, any given Tuesday, we wake up, and there's going to be a story about somebody's black son, somebody's black daughter getting gunned down by the police. And not a damn thing has changed across the board. In fact, I think it's escalating.
Yeah, I'm scared of the black people that have been involved in the white supremacy on both sides of the house for years. I'm scared of them because when the white supremacy power structure starts actually folding a little bit to black issues, then the folks around them, well, they're not going to fold. We got to take it. But the black folks who've been doing absolutely nothing are going to be the ones that they go to first. And that's scary because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's obvious. Like some of these folks had a chance in 2016 to tell candidates, hey, listen, this is how you talk about black issues. And they were just happy to be in the goddamn room.
And to get that ticket to the gala.
Yeah, and to get that ticket to the...
I'm telling you, man.
Phoenix Awards.
I'm telling you, man. That's a powerful thing. You know what? I'm glad I never cared about. I never really gave a shit about hanging out with them motherfuckers in the first place. I never really cared to be on the front row or the back row or any of these things because I'm like, I'd much rather be out at a club chilling with real people versus these pretentious ass, bougie ass people who would sell us. And I think it's because I've actually had some really negative encounters with that group of black folk who are Democrats, right? Who like to talk all the black power stuff, but they don't want to actually do anything to help black folks get that. Y'all can get the tickets to the gala. But one thing I think we got the thing that we got to start maneuvering on, and I'm trying to edge towards a conversation here. We got to just bring in a whole new class of leadership, man. We talked about it on the show before, but man, it's just time. Like, I mean, honestly, all 3 of us.
And you know
when we running for office, man, all 3 of us. When our campaigns are launching.
Oh shit!
I did that shit. I was too black. Remember?
Well, you you don't succeed. Look at Cori Bush.
Matter of fact, I did that shit, and as Mondale reminded me, Bernie didn't even endorse me. Oh my God! Hey, listen, I don't have a.
We also changed the way we define leadership. Like when white people try to put these people who came to them white people from other white people just because they're black, we need to shut it down. Like people are, I feel like sometimes we don't call out motherfucking fuckery, and we allow people to be on TV or we allow people to be spokesmen for our community, and we ain't never seen them before. They ain't never been like who made you like who told you this was okay? And so many organizations get paid off being the black whisperers.
Yep.
And they ain't this shit, and the shit they do is the same thing white folk do, just repackaged. That was a shot over the bow. They know who I'm talking about. Shit's just repackaged, bro. Like, I can't wait till this election cycle's over, so I'm out of the way of Black Male Voters Project and not get in the way of the work, so I can just, So I'm telling you, the clickbaity political thirst trap the week after the election is gonna be on fire.
Oh yeah, I've already picked out every hood.
It's gonna be on fire.
Shades, glasses, hood, fire and brimstone. I'm gonna be Ben Dixon at nighttime. I'm gonna be the avenger of Black
Bruh.
America. I cannot wait for it.
Hey, the first one is gonna be called the cancel episode.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
with it. I'm with it.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
All right, let's keep trucking. No, no actually, no, I can't. I gotta say one more thing. Yo, if y'all can't handle critiques of Barack Obama, then y'all are not really prepared to do what has to be done. Like everything that we can say, everything we say about Barack Obama is
Grounded in fact.
grounded in fact, and in fact, it's grounded in love too, right?
That's right.
It's grounded in disappointment. It's grounded in, we know exactly what that man went through. We know how much he dealt with intransigence from white supremacists, and no matter what he did, it was never enough. We know how Donald Trump came back just to undo everything he did, even though what he did was quite conservative, right? What the things that he did was actually free market-based principles, but that wasn't good enough. We understand all that through and through. But when you talk about the problem of police violence in black communities, it took Barack Obama, I think, 10 days to make a statement about Trayvon Martin. And basically all he said was, if I had a son, he would look like Trayvon. Woefully insufficient, but also entirely too much for the white supremacists in this country, because they lost their goddamn mind when he said it, right?
They did.
We understand how he's been triangulating, but look, we gotta do better.
He didn't have to do that shit though.
We gotta do better. Go ahead.
Yeah, he did. He didn't have to do that shit though. He didn't have to go to Milwaukee. Like he could have sat in
the Milwaukee thing, right?
Yeah,
right.
He didn't have to do that. Like you could have just been.
Hold on. That Obama committed a different crime, a bigger crime. People in fucking Flint are dying and
this
fucking
nigga
help
went there with a cup of
water. And this bitch ass nigga go there and act like it's okay to drink the water and sip the water.
Bruh.
That is a minimizing of black plight on par with very few. I mean, so like we have to be critical, and black people that don't see that or understand that, then you need to take your emotional ass somewhere and sit in the corner, hold it, vote first, then go sit your emotional ass in it, because we got to get beyond where the fuck we are, and that is not the leadership we need to go there. And the message you send when you sip that fucking water in Flint was absolutely disgusting.
Right, man. Right. I mean, and it's so many things. I completely forgot he did that.
Lead in the body. There's no fixing lead in the human body, and the effects of it is permanent. Fuck out of here.
Bro, which one of y'all got your phone dinging like that? Oh, that's you, because you're on your device, ain't it?
I'm on my MacBook. I finally figured out how to fix it.
Okay, gotta log out them. Hey man, the MacBook messages get you in trouble, bro. The thing be on your computer, man. You gotta, I done read plenty of stories about dudes who.
Tim has my password to all my phones and all of my shit, so ain't no trouble over here, homeboy.
Ain't no trouble over here either.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be a better man.
Hey, bro,
so she got all my
technology will get you in your ass. Listen, when all this technology came out, I was like, man, I didn't get my life together, boy. You that Bluetooth connect your phone, you in trouble, bro. Marcus like, what?
Your phone ring on the car and the name come across.
You can't.
See Heart 170. You be like, no, that's an old number. Hey,
technology that got to the point you can't even creep right. You gotta live. You gotta live. You gotta live right.
Your computer will literally tell you he fucking somebody else.
It'll pop up on the
screen. My mama up here, boy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mama, it ain't me this morning. My mama call me after the show every morning. She's like, y'all three boys, something else. Y'all cussing a lot, but y'all seven. Mom, I'm sorry.
Boy, why you sound like Fred Sanford right there, boy?
We're from Florida. Mine ain't his fault.
Oh, man.
Florida. He grew up chasing alligators and shit.
Wait, hey, pause. They wasn't just alligators.
Hey, man. Hey, alligators, bro. Florida was wild, man. Florida was not only alligator. I woke up and saw a panther one morning. You could wake up and see panthers, and a fox. I mean, and spiders, bro. Let me tell you, the first thing I saw when we moved to Florida was a spider the size of a dinner plate hanging out in my garage, man. So one thing I'm glad I did was get out of that state where all the wild animals as well as the wild races run rabbit.
Hey, let me tell you something. It's something about the sun and the distance from the beach.
Yep.
But that Florida man shit is real.
Hey, Florida's buck wild, bro.
Yeah, Florida's buck wild. I mean, Florida invented. Listen, Listen, you ever seen a limo on 35s?
Yes. Yes. Bro, wait.
What
I
state was
saw,
that in?
bro. I saw.
What state was that? No,
No,
what
it
state
was
was that in? That's
Florida.
my question.
It was Florida. Only
All
Florida.
right.
Bro, Daytona Beach, Black College reunion. You see, man. Have you ever?
Hold on,
Cars
man.
on 35s was like, yeah.
What is Black Quarter apologizing for? They say it could be wrong. The super chat.
Hang on. Let me back up and get the other super chat. Maybe I played them out of order. Oh, yeah, I did. Hang on. I did play them out of order. My bad. He said, black celebs against black interests remind me of slave owners adopted black kids, raised them with theirs. So they tell slaves how kind master is. And he said he could be wrong. If he is, he apologizes.
No, you ain't wrong.
I think what so yeah. I mean, I think when it's a little different though, right? Because the adopted slave, that's a whole different pathology, and also we're talking about people those people were still slaves.
Yeah.
Right. Those people adopted, so-called adopted. I don't think they were adopted. They just house Negroes. That's different than these people who make a lot of money and then feel like they are the best thing for black people to listen to or follow, even at our own detriment, to our own detriment. So I think there's a little difference in that. I hear what you're saying and know where you're coming from. I'm just saying that I think the conversation is a little different because this is a choice made by black people who fell in love.
This is a free choice. This is
yeah.
Well, let's. Nope. I was gonna say let's unpack that a little bit. But when Barack Obama went to Flint with that cup of water, that was no reaction. That was not him triangulating, trying to circumnavigate racism and white supremacy. That was some sociopathic shit right there. So never mind my question. Let's keep moving.
No, I want to make sure that we re-up this again. What you said earlier, Ben. We are three black men that completely understand what Barack Obama went through.
Yep.
As black men, we understand that, right? But if y'all don't have a nuanced viewpoint, if y'all can't get some nuance about our politicians, then we are all in trouble.
Well, and not only that, man. Here's the other thing. Like, you got to understand. It's a principle that I think all three of us. One of the reasons we get along so well because we all kind of subscribe to this, whether we've said it or not. But I think we've actually said this. We've got no permanent friends and no permanent enemies. We evaluate people based on what's going on day to day to day. If you my enemy today, then so be it. You my enemy today, and we got. But what has happened is, people in general in this country have made heroes and idols out of people who should be viewed through the lens of you're my friend when we're friends, you're my enemy when you do stuff that makes you my enemy. They made heroes out of politicians. That's the number one problem we got in this country, that people have idolized politicians and they're sacred cows. You can't say nothing about this politician. You can't say nothing about this entire party. We valorize and venerate entire goddamn parties. And so it's uncomfortable for folks to realize that we could simultaneously on this show understand everything that Barack Obama went through while also holding him accountable because of all the bullshit that he did.
Yeah, we don't buy into purity politics, and I think that's what happens when people tangentially are tied into this political fucking shit. They get it confused and believe that we are like there's nobody that's gonna agree with the black agenda if there's a black agenda, one agenda. All the time.
Exactly.
So there's the definition of politics is compromise. And if you don't come to this work knowing that, then you're already setting yourself up to be disappointed over and over again, and also in a state of constant rage. Like the idea that politics will stay the same, stagnant, is ridiculous. I mean, the things that we were asking for 20 years ago are not what we're asking for now. The thing that they were asking for 40 years ago are not what we're asking for now. That is the direction of change. And also the idea that King said, when people forget that the arc is long, but it bends towards justice, mean that motherfuckers are moving gradually towards something better.
Right.
I mean, we talk.
Well, if you don't understand it, homeboy.
Yeah. So we talk about reparations, and we talk about police reform, right?
Right.
I want everybody in this show to understand that black people have been getting killed by cops since cops were created. Right. So in 2008, your dear Barack Obama had a Democratic Senate and a Democratic House and a much more fair Supreme Court. And I'd like to ask you the question: where's reparations, and where was police reform?
Well, it wasn't even on the table.
That's right.
This is one of the things I won't lay that at. It was on the table because there's always been like when was HR 20 like first introduced what year?
HR 40.
HR 40. Thank you.
40, yeah.
Like 40 years.
For 40 years. So reparations has been
right?
reparations has been on the table because Conyers made sure that it was on the table for damn near 40 years, right? So I want to make sure I make that addendum to what I'm getting ready to say. But in terms of the national discourse and it actually being in the American lexicon, the Overton window of acceptable things to talk about, man, 2008, he could no more have talked about reparations than he could have talked about fucking communism, gay sex, space communism. Nah, it was anathema to this country. And that lends to what you're saying, Mundell. When people say when people cite and quote King about the moral arc of the universe, some people think that the universe is naturally going to go towards justice. That's not what it's going to do. It's the fact that people continuously move the ball towards it. And so in 2008, while there was HR 40 on the table, it was not in the national discourse because it was outside of the acceptable parameters of American conversation. You couldn't even say white supremacy in 2008. Not on MSNBC, definitely not on Fox News. You could barely say it in leftist circles, right? But the march towards justice has gradually moved us towards the conversation. And I'm sorry it has taken this long for black folks to get even this close. But sadly, we're closer now than we have ever been, merely because it's now in a regular conversation on the national stage that they can't stop. They can't stop us from talking about reparations at this point. At one point, they could stop us.
Hey, do you guys have my screen? You see my screen? Am I sharing my screen yet?
No, I don't see it yet.
Okay, I'm starting to share right now. I just want to point out.
Oh snap! That is dope. I can actually add a fourth image from your shared screen.
Yeah.
It's now on the
I'm gonna lighten this up, even though it doesn't need to be lit up at all. But if you follow my cursor, you're gonna see. I'm gonna give you guys the Walmart danger zone of Florida.
Hey, do me a favor. Move me. You got my video on your screen. Move that. Yeah, there you go.
And also close that little thing on the left hand side, Marcus.
I'm not closing nothing. I'm a working man.
No.
I'm just joking, man. All right, guys. This is the Walmart. This is Florida, my home state, the penis of America. And I just want to point out the Walmart danger zone real quick. So anything from the east of Tallahassee, from Georgia to the Gulf of Mexico, anything north of Orlando from the Gulf of Mexico to the Atlantic Ocean, any Walmart in this area is where the Florida man lives.
You got to tell him what the Florida man is real quick.
The Florida man will show up probably wearing University of Florida outfit or something like that, or a Confederate flag, right? And he'll show up and he has a wife that is, a little bit obese, but has a horrible tiny amount of clothes on, right? So, and listen, you used to get them confused with the Sasquatch, right? But the Sasquatch, when it stink because the Florida man became relevant. The Florida man will, put engines on things that don't need engines on them, right? And try to drive things that don't need to be driven. So I just want to let you know that you're safe if you stay out of this little area north of Orlando and don't go to any Walmarts because you're threatened to see.
What is the I-4 corridor?
The I-4 is north of the I-4 corridor.
North of the I-4 corridor, you say.
All this is New York. This is New York.
I-4 corridor and south is New York. Yeah.
Yeah. I-4.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. I don't mean to cut you off. Leanne B says she lived in Pompano for 11 years. I went to high school in Pompano Beach, Ely High School. What's happening? What's popping? 954. The ugly corner over there by Omar's. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. And then, so St. Petersburg down to Chicago because they just drive straight down. Orlando, 95 down is New York. This right here is just, this is just, trying to be Cuban. That's why the Republicans are having a tough time, because the black immigrants are literally starting to take over this area of Florida right here, right? Tallahassee, College and Party, you know what I mean? And then Nowhereville, right there.
What's funny, what you're mapping out also is the division politically. How it breaks down.
This area, basically, this area is where Republicans win at, right? Jacksonville is getting contested. You know what I mean? Jacksonville is a black city that has Republican leadership. You know what I mean? You also will find Florida man. You also find Florida man in Jacksonville all over the place, right? So I'm not going to keep this lesson going on. I just wanted to let y'all know, if y'all want to avoid the Florida man and all of its problems, then avoid that little area right there.
K Love on YouTube said, what's Polk County?
Polk County's down here, right? I think Polk County's
Polk
County southwest or south. I know it's South Florida.
I think Polk County is northern Florida, isn't it?
Well, how about we just type in Polk?
Yeah, I guess we just type it in.
No. Polk County is not. It's a little less than central. So if you think about where Tampa is,
I thought
right by the A is where Polk County is. Wait,
let me just take off my screen and stop sharing. Yeah, take me down.
Yeah, before you pop up.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So.
Next to Ocala. Okay.
Yeah. So the Florida man actually is just an American man. I want to push back on this idea that the Florida man is married to the Florida man's wife size is important, because some of them are toothpick size.
That's true. In all fairness.
Because of that goddamn meth problem.
Oh God, you made it even worse.
Hey, wow, I didn't do that. I didn't say that.
Boy, can we go one show and not get canceled? Can we get one show without getting canceled this month? Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm gonna say this as nice as possible. Florida has a fucking meth problem.
The country.
The country
got a meth problem, man. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're talking about the Florida man. The Florida man is nothing but a representative of a white man in America.
Boy, you sound like the Nation of Islam right now. Say that again. Go ahead. Say it again. The pattern intonation sound like Nation of Islam.
The Florida man is nothing more than white man America. Period. It is what it is. If it's hard to swallow, it's because you're okay with white supremacy, and you should deal with that in the mirror, not with this show. It's just how I feel.
I don't know who you talking to though.
I'm talking to the fans.
Y'all are killing us in the chat rooms. No, y'all are horrible. No teeth. Y'all come on. Florida is not that bad, man. Florida,
bro,
especially
Georgia,
if you're the South.
I'm in Georgia right now. Listen, let me tell you what happened. We need to deal with this shit. Dude was binge watching. What's the show with the zombies? Walking Dead.
Love that show.
And doing meth in Georgia. This happened. I'm not fucking joking.
Wait, walking? What? Pause. He was walking while watching Walking Dead doing meth.
I said he was binge watching. Where you at, Marcus?
I'm just trying to follow you here, brother.
I literally said he was binge watching Walking Dead and doing meth. Killed 4 of his fucking neighbors because he thought they were zombies.
Oh, Jesus.
This happened in Georgia, bro.
My God.
Yo, this shit happened.
That meth ain't no joke, bro.
This is America, man.
Yeah, that meth is some other stuff, man.
I tell people all the time, it's America's drug habit that's creating the Mexican cartel.
And people kind of isolate meth to white folks. Meth is moving in black neighborhoods left and right.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, black people are having meth problems. Meanwhile, we're trying to get some ownership of marijuana, and they won't let us have it. But
I don't know what it is about this time of the show every morning. I guess that morning adrenaline from waking up wears off, because I'm like, man, we gotta take a little break. I'm gonna get me a cup of coffee real quick.
Oh, you crashing, buddy?
Let's
crashing already, bro. What's that?
Let's put an ad this morning while you go get you a cup of coffee.
Yeah, run your ads. Do that. I'm gonna go get me some coffee.
I'm gonna send it to you so you can do it, because I don't have to do this.
Oh, you got a whole ad? How long is it? Is it long enough for us to get a break?
Let's get a break.
I just gotta stand up, move my body.
Let's talk about this. This is qualified immunity, y'all. This is us staying true to who we are. And full disclosure, Black Male Voters Project.
Oh yeah, I love this.
Putting this ad on social media right now targeting black men, so it ain't no different than what the fuck we do anyway.
Didn't we play this on the
Nope.
on the show already?
We played a clip of it.
I feel like we did, but here we go. Let's drop it.
Go get some coffee.
It sure is
Sugar
a lot
Booger
of
Black
steps
people-
to get
people
to
are
the
doing
state
meth,
capital
sweetheart.
here in
But,
Atlanta.
yeah,
Aren't
they
you the
are
bill
doing
to
meth.
repeal
Sorry.
qualified
Oh, it's
immunity?
running. Ads running.
What's taking so long?
Sit down, sit down. Let me talk to you for a spell. Hey, I've been on Capitol Hill. They're thinking I want when I will. They don't want the smoke, so pull up and vote, cause this ain't the time to chill. To get a law from a bill, you got the power, they know it. You don't want to fool with your POTUS, then you gotta blow it, not blow it. Georgia power move, that's the attitude. Stand up and fill out your sentences. If you don't complete it, I get defeated, cause nobody repping your interest. Being baller and thinking smaller. I want the Senate on flip mode. Don't forget judges, don't forget sheriffs directly affecting your zip code. Let's hit the polls and drove. Sign up by October 4th. Blue to hue, we want some more. That's blackness overload. Let's make sure they know the time, cause we out here on the grind. I'm not talking California, I got Georgia on my mind. We gon' turn this mother blue. 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 We gon' turn this mother blue. 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 Turn this mother Now do you understand, son?
Yeah, I gotta get my booty to the polls so we can turn this motherfudger blue.
Well, not just yet, little man. But make sure you tell your parents. Final deadline to register is October 5th. You tell them to sign up by October 4th anyway. Register early, vote early.
For more information about how to vote in the upcoming election, please visit turnthismfblue.com.
I made it back just in time to switch this over. Perfect timing. Hey, that's a dope ad. I've seen it before. Obviously, I didn't see it right then because I was pouring me some coffee. But y'all put that together, huh? Are y'all frozen? Can y'all not hear me?
I'm here.
Mundell?
I'm here.
Hello? Testing one,
Mic
two.
check 1 2.
We here. Mundell.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. I'm a little delayed. Praise the Lord, hallelujah. So we over at the Black Male Voter Project find value in black creativity. Shout out to Georgia for controlling the culture. And why not? Why? I don't know why it's 2020 and the world don't know that the shit that they try to sell us as like political education didn't work. But the way we try to do politics between the dancers that we help with that ad, to get your booty to the poll, and this ad, we're just trying to redo politics.
Hey, bro, somebody just clouded. They said, dude, you're grabbing that mug like Donald Trump did.
That's because the difference is Ben has small fingers. Don't do him like that. Donald Trump had a small.
Boy, the kind of joke I would normally come up with after that would have us
Whoa.
coming to blows anyway, for real. So let me just stay in my lane real quick. Julie said,
You live in Massachusetts, I will pop up.
"Hey, I know you will, man. I'm trying to make this show go mainstream. I ain't got time to be gunning you down in the streets, bro. I'm trying to save black lives, not take black lives, man. Let's get going. What's
Shout
next
out.
on the docket? We got a few more minutes in this.
Shout out to
episode.
Mark Knight for recognizing Ben and Trump similarities.
I got nothing to say, man. Fuck all of y'all.
Get a grip.
Somebody said if I put it on, we should put it on Facebook and let that video go around. I could, yeah. Y'all already have it. Shade, let me see. Hang on.
Go to Black Male Voters Project page. It's already on Facebook.
Man, I can
I'll
cross
send the link.
post it for y'all though.
Give you the link, Ben.
Yeah, shoot me the link, and then I'll get that circulating. Even though y'all niggas on here talking about me and being similar to Donald Trump.
We love you, boy.
Yeah, you know. It's,
I wouldn't do you like that, Ben. You know why?
Because you love the audience.
Because the audience.
Here we go. Here we go with this shit.
I love Ben, and I love the viewers of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. Mondale is busy hurling insults at a black leader on Clickbaity.
How we gonna fight for other black men and we can't even defend each other on this goddamn show?
But I'm going to defend Mondale in one way by saying he don't know no better. But don't believe him.
He just naturally born ignorant.
He's just naturally born ignorant. But that's all right. We're going to accept him, and we're also going to accept your views. And by the way, my name is Marcus for America on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find me at Marcus Farrell on Facebook and Old Man Politic on Twitch. Please, if you haven't done it, if you're on Facebook, share it. Share this stream, share this post right now. If you're on Twitter, hit that like button right now and retweet us. See Thirsttrap, and if you want to get at us and you have some questions that we need to talk about, don't. I mainly look at See Thirsttrap on Twitter, right? But make sure you hit us up.
Bro,
And lastly,
My man Otis Davis.
hey, Otis just came for you, bro.
That's my homie, bro. Like, I fuck with my man Otis Davis. Let me say, all day, dude, been on point. Shout out to Otis and pointing out Marcus' light skin sensitivity. I appreciate that.
Nah,
Otis
he talking about you. He said Mondale. That sounds like
No, he's pointing out Mark.
Oh, he's probably talking about you. He talking about you, Marcus.
hey, tell little him downstairs face to get off me.
Hey, I love it, Otis.
Hey, listen,
shout out
that's
to
all
Otis.
right.
You're not a top fan.
That's all right. I mean, that's all right. I'm gonna still keep it going. I don't really care what others say. Anyway, back to what the hell I was talking about. You can find me at Marcus for America on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you like this vote. Make sure you like and share that. No, Mondale, you don't get to talk. It's my turn to talk. You stop me. It's my turn to talk. You stop.
Your mama said something apparently.
My mama said something.
Well, Mondale, you got to put a light on your face, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know you dark chocolate, but we don't like the shadow thing.
oh, listen. My mama said, "Watch your mouth, Marcus."
Oh.
She said it to all of us. So not just you. She said, "Y'all, watch your mouth." That's what my mama said.
What's in
I
reference
respect
to?
that. I respect that.
I gotta know what it's in. I didn't know what it's in reference to before I say I
The way we
respect it.
talk,
I'm
what?
playing. I'm joking.
What?
I'm joking.
I'm coming to fucking Massachusetts.
I ain't worried about you. I'm worried about your mama, man. You ain't studying you.
What, did you just flirt with my mom?
I don't play with black mamas.
Go ahead, Marcus.
You can send the Marines, just don't send no black mama. Goddamn.
Yeah, no, that's right. I'm quiet now because your mama said watch your mouth. So I'm literally like I don't have nothing else. I'm done for the rest of the show.
Go ahead, Marcus. Tell them because the people I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. Thanks, Miss Conyers. You destroyed my confidence.
You can.
You can find me in the A.
Marcus' mama told me the same thing. She called us after the show one time, way back in the early days.
Hey, Shan said she started twerking to the song. That's what I'm talking about. Twerk to democracy.
Twerk the vote.
Twerk the vote.
Let me get my phone real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah,
What you saying,
how can they find you, Ben Dixon?
They can find me on twitter.com/the Benjamin P. Dixon. I'm sorry, I'm just going on Facebook for real quick. And let's see, what Mondale go? Oh, there you go. Mondale, let there be light. We can see the black man now, man. What?
Ben Dixon was looking for me. I found myself. Marcus, I found myself. Mr. Dixon said, "Go find me." And he did.
I was like, bro.
Find me at Mondale Robinson on Facebook and also Twitter, and on Instagram, I am Mondale. Again, at I am Mondale, and Black Men Voters Project. Follow his work. Today, y'all, I'm super excited. I'm giddy. I don't know if y'all can tell. We are having our final Brothers Be Voting today, and comments coming through to hang out with us, and a few other people that y'all might have heard of. So I'm excited about that. Can't tell you the location, Marcus. I see you there. Stay in Massachusetts.
How the fuck? Hey, how am I gonna find the location if I don't know where?
Because you know where I be. Stop playing.
Okay, I got you.
What
Free drinks?
Free drinks and food. You know.
Woo! Turn up.
Man, y'all really just got no fear.
No, it's
our
social
office,
distance
bro.
event, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's cool. They don't know the time. It's a social distance event. It's at the gathering spot. It's enough space. Marcus just told the world. It's enough space.
They said now you glistening in the sun now, Mondale. Y'all just can't let this man be. Let the man be great for a second. Slide over to your left, just right there. Perfect.
I ain't got time for that. So
but that's dope, man. Hey, I came to one of the first ones. Was that the first one or one of the first ones that I came to when down in Atlanta? It was the same night. That was the first one. First one in Georgia.
That was the first one.
Oh, nice. It was a great turnout to the very first one.
We had that with Marcus's and NGP was doing they were doing the
watch party.
The trap panel. Trap karaoke. I mean, no, trap presidential. What was it called, Marcus?
It was trap. It was trap quiz. I forgot.
Trap presidential trivia or something like that.
Yeah.
But
that's
yeah,
when
man.
y'all ran out of plates because so many people showed up.
Man, people showed up. It was pretty cool.
A lot of people showed up, and the food was so good we were eating out of napkins.
Hey, can I say something real quick? America, we do this for real. I know we're on this show, right? Ben stays up till 2:00 in the morning talking to y'all eggheads. You know what I mean? Like Mondale is flying across the country. Like all of us actually do this work for real, right? So integrity wise, I am so happy to be on a show where people actually do work. So don't watch them talking heads that don't actually do anything. Watch us.
Bruh. Wow. The Portal said on Facebook, on YouTube, he said, Mondale, you still use baby oil, man?
Hey, tell him I just drink a lot of water. Unfortunately for him and his dry ass skin, he looking for crocodile.
What'd you say? Kicking flour?
Kicking flour out his motherfucker. drink water.
Nigga so ashy when he clap his hands and powder.
Yeah. Talking about I'm LeBron.
Look like LeBron going again. Don't come for me. Hey, I don't even gotta see him when I'm ready with the jokes.
They would know Mondale as a jet setter. This man is a jet setter in COVID-19, man. He get on the suit. Did y'all see? I keep talking about your boy Roland, but did y'all see him when he got on that plane, man? Roland got on the plane with a whole ass hazmat suit, safety goggles, and I ain't making fun of him because that's the only way I'm getting on the plane is just like that. But Mondale, he jet setting regardless. He ain't got no fear, man.
Hey, listen, a little tip on flying. If you can afford it, and it might be classist, but if you can afford it, make sure that you try to fly in first class. Here's the reason why.
Cocoa butter and Versace. Thank you, Darth Raptor. That's my brand.
Oh, we got a call back. Cocoa butter and Versace.
That's my brand. Go ahead.
Hey, you need to sit in the front of the plane. Right. So try to get in first class. If you can't afford it, try to get in the business class, because if you're at the back of the plane, that's where all the mushy COVID is going to be. Right, so I know they're trying to get y'all back on these planes for these cheap ass prices, right? Don't believe that. Like if it ain't first class or it ain't like at the front of the plane, you got a much higher chance of catching whatever is on that plane.
They'll let me get on with like a full face mask with my own supply of oxygen, like the real gas mask situation.
Oh, they got that though.
Some people wear those. Some people wear gas masks.
Okay. I'm still not going anywhere. I was just curious if they let me do that.
So here's the thing. We have to respect the fact that COVID is real and it's killing a lot of people, especially black people, especially black men.
See you later, K-Love. Take care. Go ahead, man.
I also know that I'm not out here just hopping on a plane to go on vacation. I have employees in several states. So
yeah,
I don't want people to think that we're on vacation or we're talking about vacation. We're actually talking about what's necessary to get this work done to help us get free.
That's facts.
I drive.
Yeah.
I drive.
Nah, man.
Mondale knows this. I drive. I get in my Jeep and I go to where I need to go. And I have my own recycled air. I drive. If I have to go to Phoenix very soon, right, and I'm really legitimately contemplating whether I do Clickbaity on the road or fly out there, right?
Nah, man, do it on the road. Take your camera with you if you can avoid it. Mondale, you scared me last week, bro. Because you like one morning you woke up, yeah, man, I'm sick of shit. I was like, damn. But I didn't want to say it. I didn't even finish my thought. I
exactly what it was. Like my body, it's so funny. Like in October, I was talking to my people about this. Like in October, my sleep pattern changed. I start waking up early. It's just 20 years of election, so my body already know what time it is. Then also because it's so many hours that I'm working, 19, 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
it's time to take vitamins and all of that and herbs. And I'm not saying I'm not talking about I'm Dr. CB or Dr. Africa, but it comes to a point where I need to start doing something to supplement like my food just to help me get through this cycle. But that's every year.
Yeah. When did the time change? The time change this coming Sunday? Because I need that extra hour of sleep.
I think it does, right? It is about that time.
It should have happened already. Artesia Horn on Facebook said, I just saw a report that the planes are actually safer COVID-wise than a restaurant due to their ventilation system on planes. See, my thing, maybe it's my ignorance. I'm thinking that air on planes is just like completely recycled, like without like any kind of filtration. Or are they filtering it as they recycle it?
Yeah, I remember hearing Delta bragging about their new filtration system. So I'm not sure. I'm not certain if it's. I don't know, Ben. But the sister says she knows. So.
Bang.
Yeah.
Okay, I rock with it. Torches. Hey, listen. Torches and Pig's Feet. We gotta give him a shout out. I think this man had probably dropped $30 this morning, $45 on the Thirsttrap this morning. So we appreciate it. Everybody can show us some love, even if you can't do it financially. You can show us some love by hitting that like button right now, wherever you are, all across the building, all across the country, in your home, in the privacy of your own home. Let the Lord lead you and click that like button and that share button, because if you can't do it financially, that definitely helps out. Shan Williams said on Facebook, after Miss Rona has died down, we need to have a trap house party. Listen, let me tell you, I don't know. See, here's the thing. I might have to run for office because I put my mouth out there yesterday saying that if whoever the congressperson is for my district, and I guess eventually I'm gonna have to tell people my district is. So if they are not out here fighting to expand the courts, then I'm gonna have to primary them myself, and I think that's kind of pressure we want to apply. That said, if I actually do that, I don't know if I could be out in the streets partying the way I used to like to. So I'll let y'all have the track. Y'all have the house party.
I'm already setting it up. It's gonna be next year. Whenever COVID dies, it's gonna be a month, and whenever COVID clears, it's gonna be a month and a half afterwards at the gathering spot.
That's what's up.
In Atlanta, Georgia.
That's what's up.
In the big room. That's exactly when it's gonna be. So y'all hold us to that, but that's when the party's gonna be. We're gonna turn up.
We're gonna turn up.
Mondel's gonna buy all the drinks.
In the meantime, we need to have a.
How this man gonna say the date and and y'all need to hold us to a thing and be like, and Mondale gonna buy all the drinks. How that man do that?
Actually,
open bar, baby.
You guys have already paid for all the drinks for all the love that you've shown.
Yeah.
So on our show,
I'm looking at my analytics, man, on YouTube. One of my best performing videos, period, was the super chats that we got in an episode last week. So I'm just saying that to say, one, y'all not getting none of that, but no. But number two, for real. Number one, thank y'all to all the people in the audience who just been dropping love in those donations, because we're gonna take those funds and we're gonna pour it right back into promoting the show, getting microphones, so Mondale don't sound like he in the white box.
So,
sorry,
Morning Trap Squad, I want you guys to know that I have the most expensive microphone on this show. I'm just traveling right now, and I'm afraid to travel with it.
You got the most expensive mic on this show?
Yeah.
How much was your mic?
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go.
Wait a minute. Y'all about to show y'all classism right now.
Yeah, okay. Hey, let's do that off the air.
Elitism right now. So as much as they be talking shit about, like, as much as they talk noise about like the elite black people, they in here acting like the talented 10%. They in here acting like the.
That's because both of us have been poor.
Look at my Gucci microphone.
Well, both
now
of us
look at my Louis microphone.
This is what poor people who used to be poor.
Quality. We're talking about the way we give our sound quality.
Yes,
that's what we're talking about. The betterment of the show, Marcus. Now, Marcus, on the other hand, will not tell you he's the one that's sitting in the fucking living room with a bunch of collectible items behind him. So don't play with me. Look at that. Look over that Negro's left side.
This man got more toys. His toys are worth more than our entire equipment setup, cameras and all.
You Negroes sound like a bunch of fucking haters.
Light skin shit. So what I was saying, Ben, was on the dog side of the house. What I was saying was,
on the dark side of the spectrum over here.
Wait a goddamn minute.
So you go from caramel brown to chocolate over here. You got vanilla wafers over there, right here.
Look.
Wait.
Boy, ain't nothing like a light skinned nigga trying to fight.
Hey, hold on. Where you at? Hey, where you at? Hey, that's pull up shit right there. I'm gonna find your ass today, Negro. Let me look at you dead in your face. I'm finding you today, bro.
2 hours, bro.
Oh, hey, no, it was all good until you had to even pull that kind of colorism bullshit.
Hey, bro, somebody just clowned y'all like hell. I mean, I don't know if it's clowning. It's actually just accurate. They said,
but they gotta be careful because we family. And
Ben's mic is greater than Marcus's mic is greater than Mundell's potato. They said you ain't even got a mic, bro. You got a potato, bro.
Who said that?
Who said that? It was Nathan Poloni on YouTube.
Tell them I would advise Nathan to go back and watch Colors and see what potatoes were used for. And I'll just leave it at that.
Super Sugar Booger said men
Marcus,
compete over everything. LOL.
Marcus, you hear what I said?
What's that?
You hear what I told Nathan?
What?
Go back and watch Colors and see what potatoes were used for.
Oh, well done.
Be careful, homeboy. Ben, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I'm lost over here. I'm like, huh?
So the way they called him is they put a potato on the gun as a silencer.
Oh no, I've seen that. I haven't seen that movie, but I've seen that trick before.
Hey, Raylan said I got waffle colored feelings. Well done, sister. That was nice.
What's funny though, Marcus, I think it's the lighting. Cause Marcus, you ain't actually that light skinned. I mean, comparatively speaking, you know, you look bright.
No, I'm so black in my mind.
No,
like y'all don't understand how black I think I am. Like my skin tone might look a certain way to y'all motherfuckers.
That's like me thinking I'm tall.
This is like super chocolate black, is crusty black, crunchy black.
You know who said that?
What's that?
Drake.
Drake is high, as bright as they come.
What he say? I'm light skinned, but I'm still a
dark
dog.
nigga. I'm short, but I still feel like I'm a tall nigga.
I'm not quoting Drake.
Why is that?
I see nothing funny about that bullshit.
Deuce said, pull up on behalf of us light-skinned people. Bro, one of the most difficult episodes. Y'all ever watch Mundell's Bro Frozen? Okay, now you
I'm not.
You were for a second.
I did.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Somebody said, Sugar Booger said, he's light bright on my screen. Marcus said,
well, the rain is fine. It's COVID's fault because normal years Marcus can get dark in the summertime, but because we kept us in the house, we couldn't go in the sun. So his winter color was out.
I don't like this biology class about my skin tone, bro.
I got your back, bro.
Elena said, I appreciate the sacrifice you're making for us, Mundell. In terms of diet, but we do got the little spectrum here. Like I'm in the middle, bro. The most difficult episode. Y'all ever watch Blackish? Yeah, because it used to be good. I don't watch it anymore. Y'all watch it now?
No.
I mean, it's the same show that he came out with on Netflix. It's the same show
over and over and over again. But it was one really good episode.
I'm not hating though.
Randy said, "How much is our camera?" We don't tell that. We don't tell those stories, buddy.
I used to tell, but I don't think I want to tell anymore, man. It's like
people asking us in our inbox what equipment you were using.
It's proprietary.
Sound like you're trying to replicate house. Go find your own situation.
Courtney said Marcus got that COVID complexion. God damn.
Come on now.
You ain't been out in the sun, basically.
Come on now, Courtney.
I used to be.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna get control of this show one day. And there's gonna be some people that can never come back.
CT8903 said Ben is brand new copper penny, like a brand new penny black. I'm bronze.
She call you Abraham Lee.
Hey, and Darth Raptor, I see you consistently talking about my internet. We done got over that now. We on a different phase.
Hey, I have to applaud you, man. Your internet has been consistent for the last. Like, for real, all jokes aside, like, we clowning you on the low key, but for real.
Because for like a month, your internet was not letting you be great, bro.
Even with the raggedy camera you had before this, man, like it was.
Just, what's the creator of Blackish? What's the brother name?
Oh, I can't tell you the name of the creator.
He has a show on Netflix now. And I gotta think of the show.
I don't know why you think about it though. Constance Jones said, "Y'all better get off my baby Marcus right now. Get off him."
Somebody help me out.
Uh-oh.
Somebody help me out.
Yeah, they did. Y'all did call me Penny Lincoln. And they said Mundell didn't freeze today. Mundell, you got some serious internet too. Where you at? Because you've been freezing a little bit here and there.
I am traveling. My internet is amazing at the crib. Yeah. Here, I'm not responsible for.
But wherever you are, whatever hotel you're at, got some good.
Pay for premium.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that. See, that's stuff poor folks like me don't know, man. Them
Nah,
bougie,
stop,
them,
man. It's
them
'cause you got-
bougie.
it's 'cause you- See, I ain't about to do this.
Kenya Barris.
Yeah, that's him.
Kenya Bear.
Kenya Barris, and he has a show on Netflix. It's basically Blackish is his life, but then he got so popular with Blackish and Grownish and all that
Four
stuff.
spinoffs.
He went to Netflix and just made his own life on Netflix. So he's basically doing the same show, but Anthony Anderson is playing him on the non-Netflix version, and he's playing himself on the Netflix version.
And that one didn't go well at all. The Netflix version, if I'm not mistaken. I think that one bombed, didn't it?
Did it? But I don't know. I mean, I just didn't see the point of watching Blackish twice.
I think people had like when it was no longer solely entertainment, and this is the real person playing his life. It just came off as a little disconnected. You know what I'm saying? I think that so it was like mixed reviews. Some people loved it. Some people said it was absolutely disgusting and just.
They said it got a second season, so it did get enough to get a second season. You're right. It's probably just overkill because Blackish, Grownish. What's the light skinned edish one?
But the one on Netflix is it's called Black as Fuck.
Okay. All right, it's all good. It's all good. How do we even get on that? I'm not even sure. The colorism episode.
Well, so first of all, people need to know that we are harassing each other, and there's no colorism going on, and we shouldn't. I don't want people to leave here thinking we minimize what really happens with that situation, because that is a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
And we need to acknowledge that the idea of blackness for us starts at the yellowest of hue and go to the bluest of hue. So we love all of it. So that's
do we include the transracial folks?
You mean like a guy you started a network with?
Hey man, hey, bro, hold on. I was talking about Rachel Dolezal. I was talking about. Wait a minute, bro. You trying to let me get my attorney on the line right now? Hang on. I'm gonna zoom her in.
Hey, that's my dude. I don't care. He all right to me.
Who? Who all right with you?
I'm trying to get him a snap. This morning, Montel. I'm trying to get hey, hold on, I'm trying to get him a snap this morning.
That was
right. I mean, you can be friends. You can be friends with whoever you want to be friends with. I don't control you.
Hey,
I will judge based on your friends.
Yeah, you're right. I do judge you based on your friends. But like no. Anyway, moving on, because I've made it 2 years. I've made it 2 years without going to court, so we're gonna keep on moving. Let's move.
I like Fargo too. Shout out to Chris Rock, the new season of Fargo. If you haven't seen it, I mean, the blackness is on everything, everywhere. The black excellence is showing up in the movies, showing up in these series, and Fargo is a well done series about a black gangster going up against the Italian mob, and Chris Rock is the main character in it, and I mean, you think you're getting funny Chris Rock, but you're really getting this nuanced Chris Rock that, like, the brother can act, and that's what happens when you are close to 40 years in Hollywood, man. And actually just being a talented dude. So
Chris Rock can act.
Yeah. So if you're gonna watch it, then if you're gonna watch something, go watch a new season of Fargo. Like I suggested, right? And
what was that show where he was dating that white woman? It wasn't a funny show at all. He was dating that white woman, and her parents came to visit. He did good in that. He also did good in talking about Chris Rock. I can't remember the name of the show. Something about coming to New York or something like that. He did good in that show. He did the one with Martin Lawrence when their dad died. Chris Rock he's got time and skill, and he was a great crackhead in New Jack City.
He was an amazing crackhead in New Jack City.
He was.
I believed him.
But you know what though? We forget about probably one of the most classic lines in movie history was delivered by Chris Rock, and that is, "How much for one rib?"
One rib. Hey, Mark, fucking cup water in my hand. Hey, that ain't the only one. He said another classic line. Think about Boomerang when he said, "Marcus, I heard you pussy whip." He said, first the fat boys break up, now this.
Yeah. Those are classic lines. Yeah. All right. I give him the lines. I just never really I never thought of him as a well-rounded actor. So I'm gonna have to watch the series that you're talking about, because that sound dope. God, dog. Hey man, yeah, no, I talk about this off air because Facebook is popping. God damn. All right, folks. So just as a signifier, we're gonna move. We getting ready to end the show because the three of us, we all got work to do. And we appreciate that you guys support this 2 hours now. It was only supposed to be an hour every day. It was only supposed to be 2 times a week. And then it was an hour every day. And now it's 2 hours every day. And I feel like that's why I'm keeping all the money from the super chat. Because they get nothing. Y'all not getting down.
Our labor doesn't count, Mondale. You see that?
Can I say something real quick?
What's up?
A couple things. This is our show. The idea that what Ben just said, we're supposed to be 1 hour for 2 times a week, and now we're doing it 5 days a week at 2 hours so freely and so easily. It's a shot over bow at MSNBC. The morning show ain't the top morning show in America no more. It's us.
It is. Secondly, hey, bro, go ahead. Finish that thought.
Go ahead. Secondly, y'all, my mama always said, when people keep joking about something, it is a fact. Ben is still joking about that money. That man ain't gonna share that money.
No,
with
let me tell you something. Y'all, can I tell y'all? Listen. We all. This is our first time. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, this is our first time actually working together, and we don't really know each other like that. We know each other now, but let me tell you, these niggas came up to me about a month ago, and they were like, "Yeah, man, Ben, we've been talking off. We had a phone call, and we just want to know, about that super chat money." I'm like, I said, y'all niggas really just come at me and suggested I wasn't gonna give y'all cut of y'all little raggedy super chat money, bro.
We were just worried. We were just worried some bad business practices might have rubbed off on you. That's all.
Hey, Marcus. Business practice. That's all.
Tabra said, "Run her money back," because she said it's some $20. Oh, man, y'all are killing me, man. let me tell y'all how true I am to this. And I know it was like, cause it was so funny. Y'all got on the call, y'all tiptoeing around and like, yeah, man. Tell us about. No, you right. You did. Your ass ain't tiptoe. You're like, hey, man, I know you need to pay for. You got to feed your family and stuff. But what's up with these super chats?
That's it.
So let me tell y'all what I've done. Cause
heartbeat over being super chat.
Wait, what's that seed? What's that seed for how much? Ain't nothing. I can't even think of the seed. But let me tell y'all what I did because I do business right. I've hired somebody specifically to go in and they're going to scrape all of the videos and they're going to show you exactly how much super chat y'all done made because y'all too lazy to set up your own damn YouTube channel, right? And so since y'all are mooching off of my YouTube channel, I've hired somebody to go in on my YouTube channel, my dime, and they're going to give us an itemized report at the end of the month about how much y'all made on super chats.
I'm clickbait. I'm clickbait. Me. You thought you was gonna do this without me? Don't you know who
man,
the fuck I am Benjamin P.
Hey.
And then Mondale tried to play it off, man. I never forget.
Y'all too good for old Eddie Kane.
Eddie Kane, bro. Mondale was like, yeah, man, I know you got kids to feed and stuff. I was like, bro. I got kids to feed. I was like, bro, I don't know if I flexed on y'all or not, but in my head, I don't know if I said it out loud because in my head was like, man, y'all little raggedy super chats ain't nothing but a rounding error, man. It's a decimal point in what I'm doing on YouTube right now. So I can pay y'all super chat.
We gotta air all this out right now because our show is gonna be big.
That's right.
If that nigga come fucking with my money,
that's right.
We're gonna jump him. We're gonna disappear his ass.
You gonna tell her where I really live?
Hey,
Anyway,
I'm sending them doing to talk to you. That's all.
that's it. We at 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 14 seconds. We got 45 seconds left to close this out. Who wants to get the last word?
I love y'all for peace. Y'all got it.
What you got, Marcus? Mundell.
Listen, I need y'all to know that we family over here. So we argue, we get on each other's nerves, we joke about money, but what we don't joke about is the necessity for Black people to be free and how our politics are important in that role. I'm not saying this election is the tool. I'm not saying this election is going to get us free. It's definitely a tool to there. The next 4 years are super detrimental to Black lives, if there are any Black lives left, if Donald Trump wins re-election. This ain't no fucking capping for Joe Biden. It's just that Donald Trump has killed 1 in every 1,000 Black person in this country. Go fucking vote. It's 7 days before election. Go fucking vote.
That's
Trap
it.
Squad. Trap Squad. Trap Squad.
We out here with the music. Let's go. Where my music go? I don't hear it.
Dixon.
What? I see it. It's playing. It says it's playing, but I don't hear it. Hang on.
If you spent that,
Do y'all hear the music? Let's do it like this.
if you would have spent that money on a producer, not that nice blue shirt.
I use y'all super chat money to get the same blue shirt. I got 5 blue shirts that look exactly the same. I don't hear the music. I normally do, but maybe it's something I'm doing wrong.
No, we still talking. We still live.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Hang on. Yeah, we live. Let's end the show. All right,
Oh, man,
fellas.
I know your toenails, man.